Was good, YouTube? I know I'm just like it's winter out. Might be saying, well, it's April. Yeah, and look at this fucking shit. Can't really see out here, but there's some fucking snow like on the chair covering the table. It's not like too bad, but no. Hopefully this is only fucking snow, cause it literally hasn't snowed like since the beginning of March before this. Now it decides to snow. That's New York for y'all. It's literally been, literally the other day I was sweating my ass off. I think it was like 70 something. Now there's fucking snow on the ground and I'm gonna have to wear a hat again. I thought the hat season was over. I guess not. Because it's literally been nice the whole entire month, and now it decides to snow. I guess it's whatever. It's not like it hasn't snowed in April. Last year, actually, it snowed in fucking May. I'm not even joking. It snowed here in May. But, I think it was May. I remember, like, everyone was just mad about it. But we're having back another smoke sesh, and this time. Oh, fuck. I want to do, like, maybe figuring come up, do some story time videos on this channel, like Dopajola, Eric Khan, all of them guys. Those are like people I'm trying to be inspired by to make content and shit. And no, you should really go check them out, especially if you're like for stoners. Dopajola, Eric Khan. There's Raw OG 420. Definitely check out Raw OG 420 for sure. But I figured I'd tell you guys about a story time about the time me and my friends, you saw them in one of my other videos, we got chased out of a fucking abandoned, like, store kind of abandoned house. So, alright, here's the premise. Before, like, a few weeks before, some teenagers started a fire, at the fucking house, or the store. Like, so this is how, it's kind of weird, but there's an abandoned house, and like it's an abandoned bottle can place, like, right next to each other. So the house was not caught on fire, but the abandoned bottle place did catch on fire. I don't think it was like it wasn't a big fire because we saw it. I wish I had the footage. I should have made a video then when I fucking went to explore, because that would have been a great video idea, but I can't now because that shit is all boarded up. At the time it wasn't. This was, when was this? I'm in 11th grade right now. Almost at the end of it, actually, which this school year went by so fucking fast. It's only 2 months, it's over. Basically, what else was I gonna say? This happened at, like, the very beginning of 10th grade, like, the first week of 10th grade for me. Which a lot of these stories in this new Storytime series I'm gonna be telling you are from 10th grade. Or most of them are gonna be from 10th grade. Because that year was kind of crazy. That was the year I really started, like, smoking and shit, like, to be honest with you, like, around December 2019. Yeah, it was December 2019 I started smoking. It was like my first time smoking. Let me tell you real quick. Actually, I'll save that story for another day. But so ever since, like, a few months after me and my friend got chased out, the place got boarded up. So otherwise I would go back there and make a video. But let's get back to the story. So one day we were bored after school. I'm gonna call my friend Todd for this story. Okay, so Todd and we were fucking at my house one day, and we heard about, like, we knew there was a place down the street that was abandoned, but we didn't know, like, it was that cool and interesting. Like, we didn't know what it really was. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't know. Like, all the shit we found in there, we didn't think we were gonna find. Because we found, like, a bottle can place, but there's a whole back area that was, like, a huge house or something. We did not expect to find that. We just thought it was just some little, like, grocery store or something, but no, it wasn't. Well, part of it was, but the other part wasn't. So we first, like, came up. So it's basically, you keep going down the road, there's a bridge from my street, literally not even far down the street from me. There's this bridge, and you go over it. And on the very left, when you first go over, it's going over a railroad track. Literally, there's an abandoned place right there with a house. The abandoned house, and there's an actual house which had neighbors on, but... So we were in that house, right? And we found some cool ass shit in that fucking house. I'm gonna call it the house. Alright, I'm gonna call house 1 the one that was a part of like the bottle can place, and house 2 the one that was like next door separate. It was like a mini house. I don't know how to explain it, but I had like a garage with a bunch of shit. And we found a fucking bike, and my friend actually took it. That shit was funny as fuck. Like, we were just riding the bikes around, because I brought my bike with me, but he didn't have a bike, but he got one in the abandoned building. Like, we rode around. Shit was fun. We found a fucking an NES with a bunch of games. I believe he still has it to this day. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, we found a bunch of, like, vintage, like, movies and shit. It was weird, like, I'm not even the disc, but, like, you know those big-ass, like, VHS tape things? We found them on those. Found a bunch of those. There's, like, hundreds of those, of, like, old, like, Disney movies and shit. So we were exploring around there, we were blasting, I remember it was Suicide Boys. We were just walking around playing it, you know, not like super loud, but we were playing it loud. Then we decided to go over, like, and check the actual, like, fucking, bottle can place, which there was nothing really there. It was just a counter, and there's a bunch of fucking bottles and shit on the floor, and broken tile was all over. It was like, I can't take the fucking bong rip, so I guess I'll just continue the story. Sorry if I stutter a lot. I'm pretty fucking high, and I did not plan this out to tell a story, but I figured, you know what, tell it. So there was nothing much there. Then we decided to go out back, and we found where the fire was. It was like, the wall was like kind of burnt down. It was like, I couldn't tell what room it kind of was and shit. But there was like a bunch of fucking ashes all on the fucking wall coming down. That shit was crazy. So then we decided to go over to the house next door, because we already explored the bottle return place in that quote unquote house. And we got bored of that, so we were like, oh shit, this house is abandoned. So we went in there, blasting music, and we found the basement, but this house had no windows, and this was right next to that neighbor's house I told you guys about earlier in the video. So we went in the house, you know, still playing Suicide Boys. And, you know, I think we had a fucking bowl on us. I don't remember quite, but I think we smoked in the basement. We went in the basement. It was pretty fucking creepy. Not even gonna lie, we stayed in there for like 30 minutes, I think. And, like, you know, we were just vibing out, and we kind of got bored, so we went out of the house, right? So basically, this house is on the same driveway as the neighbor's house I was talking about. So, like, say this is the main road right here. I don't know how to really show it. Say this is the main road. This is the bridge, but right before the bridge is its driveway. This driveway goes parallel to the bridge, which ends at the train track. So the end of the train tracks, like right before the train tracks, there's a neighbor's house, and then there's the fucking abandoned house, and there's a bottle can place. So that's basically how it is. So we come out, then we see the neighbors yelling at us and fucking saying shit, and you know, at first they were trying to be chill, but then they fucking got annoying. They started saying personal shit, like about our family and shit, like, even though we don't know them, but they were saying shit, like, about my friend's mom or something. And he got really mad, understandably. I would too. And he kept yelling and talking the most shit to those people. I cannot blame him, but here's the catch. They were threatening to call the cops on us because we were exploring there, and it just caught on fire like a week prior to when we were there. So then they start arguing for quite a bit. Then they finally like settle it down a little bit, but not too much. Like what was I gonna say? They settle it down a bit. Then like it kind of fades away. Then we figure nothing happened. Next thing you know, we see a motherfucker with a knife chasing us down the fucking street. That was the fastest I ever fucking ran in my life that I could remember. I ran past my house. I ran that motherfucking fast. I think I ran all the way into the town, like main town, like, and shit, like downtown and shit of where I live, but it's not like actual downtown. It's just a small town. Okay, there's that. Bong rip real quick. I'm pretty fucking cooked, man. Shout out to my homie who hooked me up with this bug. This shit's some gas. It's purple shit. My eyes look like mini fucking tomatoes, he said. And he right. Alright, so what was I gonna say about... So I was running into, like, downtown, and yeah, I ran pretty fucking fast. Like, you Asian bolt pretty fucking fast. So, then we go in my house. We don't know what to fucking do, because the person literally lives right down the fucking street from me, kinda. So we don't know, so we just stay in there, let the situation go by for a few days. Then they're like, yo, we're gonna talk. So Todd wanted to talk about apologizing to the wife of the person that chased us. About that. So he decided to bring his friend out named, I'm gonna call him, what should I call him for this? I'm gonna call him Jaden for this story. So Todd and Jaden, his friend Jaden, went up to apologize. They wanted me to bystand and shit, like, in case something happened, like, because they were going to give me a signal to, like, go and shit. It was something, I don't quite remember, but they apologized, and it actually worked out fine. Like, there's no more chasing. Like, she was actually nice about it when he apologized. So, yeah, that's the end of the story, but I'm going to think of more stories to tell, because I have a lot in mind, especially from that year and shit.